Real quick, before we get to the video, I need to pay some bills. So, couldn't help but notice you checking out my t-shirt. I get it. Look, comfy as hell. Absolutely. Cute little design on the front. Awesome design on the back. Absolutely. 100% cotton. Absolutely. Made by real artists. No AI artwork here. Huge thanks to Into the AM for partnering the channel and hooking us up with some genuinely comfortable t-shirts. They are made with the quality, eco-friendly resources. They have the satisfaction and the money-back guarantee. They have the lightning fast shipping. And now, if you go to intotheam.com/smashing, you can get 10% off your own fancy schmancy t-shirt with, once again, no AI artwork, and once again, 100% cotton. I didn't actually record this until I had been wearing the shirt for a few days so that I could confirm that it is actually comfortable as heck, and it is comfortable as heck. And I just like the little flowers. Huge thanks again to Into the AM for partnering with the channel. Make sure to go to intotheam.com/smashing for 10% off a badass shirt. And now let's get to the pod. Are we coming up with a new name again, or do we love Talk Charmers, or what are we this time?
What was it before? I'll be honest,
We did Smashing Good Pod, we did Codex of Friendship, we did Talk Charmers, and this is the 4th episode, so do we stick with a name? Do we have a new name?
I love Talk Charmers. I mean, it is funny. Yeah. It is a funny bit.
Excuse me, the real name is Shock Fuck.
Shock Fuck.
Welcome back to episode 4 of Shock Fuck here on the Smashing Good team. On our ever-rotating guest of characters, we've got myself, Brian, and Summer, who I think have been with us for all 4 episodes because we just love yapping. We've got Yasu here as well, and then all the way out from the long, ancient, cold, mystic lands of Indiana, we've got Austin here, Centauri Sellsword. We're at the tail end of week 2 of ProQuest season, which means the end of Silver Age ProQuest season. I know at least 3 of us went to the same one this weekend, so we've got that to think about. Silver Age bands to think about, because there's a B&R coming up tomorrow, which is very relevant for the Pro Tour, which is going to have a Silver Age portion, and maybe even a 5K in a couple weeks that we'll certainly be trying to plug. So we're going to talk about all of that good stuff, what we want to see, what we expect to see. I'm just going to go in order of how you beautiful folks appear on my screen. And Austin, you are top left. So, dear friend, how has your week of fleshing and blooding and PQing, if you did any, or play testing, which I know you've done because you helped us with a lot of Great X testing, what the hell's been going on?
Well, you kind of spoiled it for me, but yeah, I wanted to make it out to the ProQuest with you guys. Family health wasn't there, and you know, you gotta make sure that you're healthy before you interact with other people.
No biological warfare on Chicago.
Yeah, you know, I did my best, but you know, played a bunch of Decimator, Great Axe, Dorinthia, and mostly just did a combination of getting crushed by Briar and crushing other decks.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm sad that I couldn't make it because I felt like I was pretty well positioned into the deck, or like into the meta. So
deck is sweet. Tied for the second most played, I think, today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to CC next week though. Silver Age, I was just a testing dummy.
You were a great dummy. You were a smarty, as a matter of fact.
You were the best dummy.
Next we have Yasu, who I know had a pretty good PQ weekend at least, but I won't bury the lead. You tell us. Let's hear it from the man himself.
Yeah, had a good time. Silver Age PQ was this weekend, so played just a bunch of that format. I was waffling between Briar and Lexi. But Briar is obviously a very strong deck, but Lexi's honestly a blast.
I didn't know you were thinking about Lexi.
Draw no air. Supposed to be doing. So I stuck with Briar just because the hands were a little more smooth, in my opinion, and had a good run at the Grandmaster ProQuest. Went 5-0 in Swiss and couldn't quite close out the event. I lost to Kano in the finals, but yeah, Briar treated me well. Just very fast, very powerful, pretty good at converting 5-card hands. So that was my weekend.
Burn up Shock and Lightning Press. What else do you really need? And then rounding out the third most played deck of the weekend, Summer, how was your PQing?
It was great. Yeah, Yasu killed me in quarterfinals, but it was deserved. That was like a weird game where we both kind of like low rolled, and then you killed me for 7 because I refused to play around Lightning Press at any point.
I let her know, yeah. So I was like,
Like,
if
I
it makes
think
you
it's
feel
worth
any
it.
better, he had the second lightning press in hand as well.
I know. I was like, ah.
I was looking at the clock for like 6 or 7, and I could show you 2 of them, but
Absolutely. And just like explode me. So I just like let it happen. I was like, oh, whatever. So this is actually the second PQ I've ever top eighted, so I was pretty thrilled with that. And last time I died in in top eight, my first game in top eight. So this is the best finish I've ever had, which I'm very proud of. And yeah, it was just a fun day with people. Shout out to Austin and then April for beating me to death with DGA so that I could figure out that matchup and win a couple games.
Yeah, I
You
was
ended
so
up
proud.
Today.
You ended up losing against Phil in Swiss and then coming back for revenge in the quarterfinals, right?
Exactly. And I love Max Ferocity because she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm rooting for you over Phil.
Damn.
I want to go home. And then I beat him in top eight after I had just lost to him
And so she got to go home.
in Swiss. And she was like, oh, yay, now I get to go home and work my cosplay, which like, oh, she's incredible.
Equally exciting.
Yeah, I
And
saw on Twitter that you had top eight. Everyone else, everyone was talking about that they made it in the top eight. No one said everyone on the team who made it. So I got to see you going against Phil, and then I saw that he was on Decimator Great Axe, so I was rooting for you. And then I think in the same message you were like, I won and then I lost, and it was really hard to be like, yeah, way to go. Oh man.
the games were just so
Yeah,
fast, we couldn't
yeah.
update you quick enough.
They were just
I
so
know.
fast. Yeah, and I miss that we had like the Grandmaster thing. Also, I like, you know how every card gamer has their superstitions. I now believe that tournament reports during the tournament are cursed for me.
Oh,
So
interesting.
I just like don't do them anymore.
As soon as you start updating us, you're bound to start slipping up on the gem luck.
I think I have to buy
Exactly.
into that. I think the same thing happened to me at the calling. I just didn't realize it.
That was the problem. You just
That
can't
was the
tell
problem,
us.
yeah.
How are you doing? What's your record? Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'll tell you.
playing.
I'll tell you when I win.
I'm
Don't
still
worry
in the
about
tournament.
And then I obviously had to bring the interesting spicy rogue deck. Just kidding. Yasu and I played not the exact same list. Yasu did not have his extra copy of the Terra deck, so he did not play Blue Flourish, but we were on a 53 card mirror at least. And yeah, deck's busted. I went 0-4 in die rolls and still won 2 of those games. But the games where I lost the die roll, I felt like winning the die roll might have changed the outcome. And then won the winning in, and then promptly got dispatched by Yasu in the quarterfinals again, which was like, oh, it felt really close because I had to go first, but I still leaked like 6 damage turn 1, and then it was very close back and forth, and I like tanked for a solid 5 minutes on an attack because I knew he had 1 burn up shock and 1 suffering left in the deck, and I was like, well, if I go to 2 and he draws exactly those 2 cards, and we've had a couple turns already, I tanked for it. I probably should have taken it and just tried to win, but you did draw at least a shock, so it was like halfway prophecy fulfilled, very scary. But yeah, Yasu got there. And I think that was the first time we saw each other in a competitive top 8. I was trying to think about it before then. I feel like we've never paired at like the later rounds of I think we played like a draft PQ round once in Swiss, but I don't think we've ever done the playoffs before, so that was fun just to have very high stakes against my guy. But that format is scary.
Yeah, it's fast.
It's real fast. Also, shout out to my local buddy, not a Flesh and Blood friend, but a friend who I'm roping into Flesh and Blood. His name's Ryan, and he's played like 2 armories before this, but we got him to go to the PQ, and we like trained him on Great Axe Dory in the week leading up, and he was like jamming it on Talishar. So he showed up, he won a few games. His round 1, he fully fatigued a Riptide, and like before sitting down, I had not made him a matchup tab for Riptide because it was not like I didn't think it was gonna even show up, let alone would I want to waste your time on like, okay, don't use any reactions because he's got traps. Like, wasn't good, but he discovered that, and like he kept hand and took a bunch of damage to send sharpened steel felling swing sword for or great axe for 15, and the Riptide had 5 traps and covered it. It was so close.
And dealt him like 4
5
or
damage,
5 damage.
yeah.
It was insane. So he ended that turn at like 3 or like 2 or something like that. And then like the next turn he like drew up and he like went to go send the great axe. He was at like 2 or 1 or something.
He was at
something
1.
crazy.
With,
And then, yeah, he was like, actually, can I take that back? And then instead he sent the Finals Fighting Spirit, and we're all like, oh,
yes,
like,
go to 2. Yes,
dying.
he's starting
like,
to believe.
I feel like he doesn't know that heuristic, but he figured it out in the middle of that game.
I'm like right behind him, looking at Summer like.
Yeah, yeah. You and I were just like, telepathically, like,
Play the fighting
send
spirit.
the fighting spirit.
The trap
Send
will
the
kill
fighting
you. That was
Trap
my
will kill
personal
you.
victory for the weekend. Even if I didn't get my invite to Vegas, I got to see my boy have a big evolution moment in his game. And he was like, "So when's the next Silver Age stuff? Like, when can we play some more?" I was like, "Yeah, that's what I want to hear."
Any chance of him getting into CC, or is it Silver Age?
So he
for him?
started, like, I got him interested in the game, and then he like bought some history pack and built Jarl out of all decks, and then he got kind of into Dory, and now like some Dawnblade Dory lists are doing all right, like April top 8 of the 5K and all that. So he's like heavily considering getting into CC more with Dawnblade Dory now that he's got
And
more of the
then-
collection.
I don't know if he told you, but out of the gem packs, he got the cold foil shield beater
Oh,
nice.
hell yeah!
because we were paired that round when they handed them out. So he opened up like a card with Jarl on it, and he was immediately excited. And then also opened the cold foil shield beater, which is like something that a lot of Jarls are using because you can still have the frost shield with, on the offhand, which I told him about, and he was like,
yeah.
oh, okay. Not that I want him to play Jarl, because fuck that deck, but
But as long as he's playing.
Yeah.
as long as he's playing.
Yeah, speaking of Jarl in CC, so while all this Silver Age stuff is happening and we're slowly transitioning into CC season for the second half of PQs, we also have Montreal just finished up, right? Right? The top 8 was...
The top 8 was insane.
Let me see if I can remember this off top. Vincent, 2 Asilios.
Vincent is God's favorite princess.
There's a Dory in
Holy
there.
shit.
There was a KO in there.
A
and
Dash IO.
either way. And then it ended up it was a Dash Vincent
5.
finals. Oh yeah, there was a 5.
Oh,
as
5,
well.
yeah. My goat naive. Naive Mobaseer
Oh, and Ira.
on 5, making it in. And
Fatigue
no,
Ira,
Fatigue
if I recall
Ira.
correctly.
Yeah, Tiga Iro.
Fatigue.
Unreal. What do we make of all of that?
Flesh and Blood is an interesting game.
That's so true.
Wobble tech into Mario, I guess, is real.
Yeah, wobbling
go
an
with
Orb
that.
Weaver or a Saver Bloodshed is so good.
That's crazy. Did that happen on stream? I missed like the first 4 rounds, but I watched the rest of it.
I also
Well, yeah,
have
we
not
were at
watched the
Grandmaster
stream.
all day, so I haven't watched any of the stream except for some of the top 8 games. But I'm just assuming, based on no information, that that's what happened.
Yeah.
But since there are 2 Asilios in top 8, I'm pretty confident in that happening.
Yeah, it looks like they both got knocked out in the quarters.
They
Interestingly
did, yeah.
enough.
Which is incredible because one of them was Michael Hamilton.
Yeah, against a KO, which is not great for Asilio. Ah, see,
Yeah.
like, I
That's a
want to
hard matchup,
play
'cause
him.
You can just like
He's so volatile.
you can put them to like 24 on turn 0 if you run hot enough.
Yeah, you can like sniff out pretty quickly if they have more than one no block card, and then you can just be like, cool, here's 18 damage.
On stream, Michael Hamilton played against the Dorinthia player who the Dorinthia player made top 8, whose name I
Joseph
have no chance of
Soronik.
yeah. And
I did my
he went
best.
3 wide with Twinning Blade and into a hand of Michael Hamilton, discarding an instant with a handful of no blocks, activates a Cilio, draws another no block, dies on the spot on like turn 3
Naturally.
or 4.
Oh goodness.
Does that make Asilio balanced?
No.
The
makes
shocking
him very
part for me is no Mario in the top 8.
Yeah.
To be fair, Jacob Clements literally died after what happened to him on stream, so he couldn't participate in day 2.
What happened? I've missed all of it. I
June.
need to go back and watch this
Oh,
tournament
you
because
need
it
to you
sounds
need
like
to
there
go
were some
back and
good
watch this.
moments.
So yeah, day 1, June took him from 40 to like 10 in one turn. She went like 4 wide and like recurred Cole twice or something.
Yeah.
Played Cole twice that turn. So yeah, she dealt him mondo damage in one turn after like setting up for a couple turns, and then
It was
he just like
awesome.
never recovered from that. It was insane.
I even think he was above 40. I think he was at like 43 when the combo
Oh, he
started.
might have been because he did
Sigil of Solace, I think.
a sigil of solace. Yeah, I think you're right.
Because
I'm
I
gonna need
remember
these.
watching that.
It looks like somebody uploaded the Vincent deck
When
already.
she passed for like the 3rd turn. Yeah, it's in there. But June like waiting on the 3rd turn, being like, "Yeah, I'll take 4 blood debt and chill," and then you know I didn't believe it in that moment. I saw it. That deck's real.
Yeah.
That took me a long time because I have been playing a bit of Vincent at Armory because I'm just eternally Runeblade pilled. But like, it's so unintuitive. Some of these turns where it's like, I could send 3 and 6 here and threaten disruption, and like that's a reasonable like 2-card hand by anybody's standards. But you're like, if I don't do that, I could do like 28 with 3 disruptive elements next turn. It's ridiculous. I love that Funeral
Yeah, that
Moon
deck
is back in this
is
list.
so wild to pilot. Yeah, she's Funeral Moon pilled. I think it's okay. I think it's better now.
Yeah, it just has a much higher floor because of deep recesses. It's way easier to get a little something out of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say that really seemed to. I know you said floor, but I would say raise the ceiling on like what turns could be.
That too.
Because
Yeah,
one
being
shadow
able
action
to
on that, like
get another chant for your mid chain.
it can grab chant, it can grab call. Like that thing just as soon as the pieces that you want are in the grave, like that thing can do anything. It can grab you another attack action to send if you're like June and you draw 5 malefic incantations in the first 20 cards every
That's
game.
the plan.
That was the part I would say of the of that game.
Don't mind if I
drawing
do.
5 of them in the first couple of hands. But I
Yeah.
think also like low key, you know, value player was a Grimoire of the Felling Song.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just another
That card's great.
emergency get me a rune chant button that doesn't cost anything close to grasp. It's just so valuable.
Oh, well, and it isn't like because before they were running that book that had blood debt. That
Grimoire
yes,
of the Haunt.
that's the other
used.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grimoire of the Haunt. Yeah, so you'd get an eloquence token, which was really good, but then you'd just be like, because you can't turn off blood debt like
Yeah.
Leviathan can, so you're just paying for it for and if you pop it too early, then you're killing yourself.
Yeah, everything else in the list looks like what was going on before, except I guess Envelop in Darkness is now more standard. Maybe because we have Grimoire, we just have more often pitch outlets. It's the 1 cost, create a rune chant, the next rune gate gets +3, and it does go again.
Yeah.
Well,
it's come in and out of the list a few times, but I still really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and with deep recesses being a blue as well, like there, what is that deck playing like 12 blues now?
14
15
in this
maybe.
one.
14, yeah.
14.
Yeah,
and even
blue-
like
that makes
yellows end up
more of a prospect.
okay on there too. That
Yeah, I
deck
was
doesn't have
looking
to
at-
pitch much, so
Yeah, all the costs and
Yeah.
stuff. I
And then
mean,
you have-
outside of the rune
you have
gates,
that
it's
plus
just
Tunic.
it's just incantation, envelop. I think those are the only costed things. I guess invert existence if you're ever actually playing that. But yeah, then just pitching to creepers or grimoire. Notably, wait, grasp is here.
yeah, grass for like the aggressive matchups. I felt like just on stream it didn't super perform. Because by default it costs 3 on
Right.
Vincent.
Yeah,
which
grasp is actually for the ones where you're worried about fatigue.
Yeah.
It's for the slower ones.
But Invert
I
Existence
think you
looked
just
really funny.
Invert Existence is hilarious.
It's a funny card.
Suppose it could I mean, you can get allies out of the graveyard. You could get a cheeky kunai with the Syndra trigger on the stack.
Yeah.
Yep.
What did y'all think about?
Good.
I don't think she did well, but round 1 we did see Verdance playing Elemental Strike and Colors of Aria to set up better decomposes and, you know, have something to do ever in that deck besides Burn Bear.
You know, I don't think Verdance should really quit her day job. I think sending 6 Burn Bears is pretty good still.
Yeah, that's more of an aggro Jarl card, probably. Yasu, how does a Marionette player feel about a top 8 like this with Acilios and Dios and KOs and Phis and Vinsets?
I think it mostly feels fine. I suppose it's a little tougher now just because a lot of the other aggressive decks got really strong support pieces, and I don't think Marionette got very much out of Compendium. It's also difficult to, when you play an assassin deck, you're typically looking to answer a particular metagame, and right now the metagame is super wide.
Wide open.
It's pretty hard to answer. Cilio, Vincent, there's a lot of aggressive decks that are attacking you at very different angles, so it's pretty hard to tackle them all. So I think right now we'll see Marionette players either shift to other decks or shift their lists. But once the meta narrows over time, we'll probably see more assassin players come out of the woodwork. That's my guess, but
yeah, I think you're right. This is very classic, like first week of the meta.
Yeah.
All these decks in top 8 have pretty strong linear game plans.
Yeah. I don't think Compendium changed too much except for maybe the Vincent list, which I think is a huge change. But other than that, I don't think they're like enormous changes. But everyone wants to try new things and like try new heroes or try off meta heroes, you know? So that makes sense.
Were you guys surprised by the lack of Gravy?
I'm always surprised by the lack of Gravy, but I guess if Acilio's perceived as the best deck, maybe not. Maybe he's actually just not that great anymore, and I'm just always scared.
Well, yeah, I mean, one thing that Gravy players and myself have in common is that Acilio just completely minimizes our preferred deck.
Yep.
Because Sai just gets 100 to 0'd. It's impossible. So if that is the case, that makes a lot of sense. I just felt like because Acilio was not the most represented, right? It was
he was third,
Mario.
I believe.
I think it was
under Mario and Verdance, or maybe it was Mario and KO. Either way, yeah, Acilio was top 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't have the numbers in front of me right now, but I seem to remember it was like Mario, Verdance, Acilio, Dash, KO. It was top 5, which it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
That still doesn't seem like
underrated
for Gravy.
I think underrated is that the KOs have figured out the Gravy matchup. Like I feel pretty good about that matchup now.
Yeah, I historically thought I heard that it wasn't great because Chum like disrupted your whole day, but is it just like you're able to sequence your attacks in such a way that Chum isn't such a house?
Exactly. And like you kind of just like you have all 6s, so you just like send one into Chum and they have to find it is the key thing early. And if you're just pressuring them, it's not too bad. And then we have Crown of Providence for the conch turn. Just to be like, I don't care. Cool. It's way better than Scowling Flesh Bag. So I actually I really like that matchup, and you could see me beating Arjun's ass at Odd Willows a couple weeks ago.
Hell yeah. Claw is a really good answer to Sawbones, I suppose.
And I have traumatized Maddie, one of our locals, by doing like 3 Blood Rush spells turns in a row. to her Gravy, and Gravy just cannot survive.
That'll be pretty good against anybody.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Well, before we move off of CC and into the actual BNR that's happening tomorrow, let's say that this data was all the data that we had and you had to register for a CCPQ tomorrow. Austin, what are you playing?
-IO. Because it's the deck that I can make with the cards that I have.
Very
but
good.
Also I've played like 4. That's a big reason. It's just my favorite, like, it's one of my favorite decks to play. It's super fun. It's positioned well into the meta. Like, I imagine we'll probably talk about Acilio again. But
Who, me?
there are some, like, Acilio's existence in the game is polarizing, right? Like, there are some decks that he will just kill with impunity and can't stand a chance. And then some decks kill him. And
Dio's one
I'm
of those
sick of
decks
getting
for
killed by him.
sure.
Yes, yeah. And I've died to so many Acilios trying to figure out the matchup on Kasai. Unsolvable. -IO takes all those problems away. It's cathartic. I don't, anything else I run into is whatever. You can solve it through, any problem can be solved by resolving max velocity 4 or 5 times.
Or an instant speed boom grenade.
Yeah. So it's a funny deck. It high rolls pretty easily. And yeah, it's a fun deck.
You get to play with all your cards.
If I play a piece, I get to play with the cards that I have, yeah. I don't think I can make anything else.
Yasu, have you been scared off of Marionette, or?
I'm gonna try something different. I've been on Marionette for a while now. I saw the one thing that stood out to me from the calling was Tao Shu having a pretty deep run on Huntsman of all things.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, the people watching this do not know, but Yasu is an old school Huntsman sicko. Like years of terrorizing me specifically on Huntsman.
Before I ever played a game of Flesh and Blood.
I didn't know that about you either. That's disgusting.
So I started playing during bright lights. I didn't know what I was doing. I boosted all my cards away for no reason. I'm like, dang, running out of cards kind of blows. And I thought to myself, well, what if I made my opponent run out of cards?
What if I inflicted that upon you?
But yeah, a lot of people are pretty excited about playing -IO, so I figured Huntsman's a great way to make sure that the Dash players know what's going on. It's not like an auto win or anything. I've definitely died to maximum velocity convection amplifier before, but it's a pretty neat back and forth, I'd say. Other than that, yeah, Huntsman's gotten a lot of support out of Compendium, and it's an interesting deck interesting to me anyway. I don't know about the general public, but I think it's a cool deck to play and satisfying to win with.
Banishing 3 copies of Shock is pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
That is good, yeah.
I think I know what Summer's answer is. Let's see how pilled she still is. What are you thinking, Summer?
I'm gonna need y'all to talk me up the ledge of registering Riptide PQs.
The SCG 5K has completely shattered her mind.
This happened to me when that same Riptide player who won the SCG 5K last weekend. Last year, he top-8'd the Chicago Battle-Hearted and the LL event the next day too, like on Riptide on the same 80. And I'm just like, ow. And I think it's like fairly well positioned in the meta. I talked to him about the Acilio matchup, and he was like, I don't know, I think we're pretty favored. And I was like, what? And then I did what he told me to do, and then I exploded some Acilios at Armory, and I was like, okay, all right.
That's awesome.
I think it's still not great into Verdance. I think it might be a little bit better now that the D-React is out, but it's still not great. But honestly, the KO matchup isn't great either. So into Verdant. So I'm like, so I probably should register KO or Syndrome now that I have the deck, but my heart is telling me Green Stinky Man.
You'll be registering one big green stinky man regardless. It's just a matter of how stinky.
Yeah, it'll be green and he'll be stinky, one way or the other. I just I need to fight off some demons this week.
Well, the only thing I could say to try to talk you out is this going to be the last week that we see KO?
That's
Do
a
you think he
reasonable
goes
Yes,
the
I
take.
think
first
so.
week?
I think
Yeah.
he could go the first week. I think that's very possible. At the latest, it would be second week. He's not making it through PQ season.
So you might as well stick with the Goopy Grocer who's not got long to live before you move on.
The one-armed
That's
wonder.
very true, but I think the one-armed wonder. But I think Riptide is a little bit better positioned in our local meta, genuinely,
Yeah.
We love warriors around
or
here.
at least
Yeah, there are-
he's equally bad. We love warriors, and he's equally bad into as KO into some of the other matchups that I'm gonna run into. I mean, it just depends, because like I don't like my Bolton matchup as KO
Yeah.
unless I can find all my blood rushes in the top 20 cards of my
And
deck.
it is not unreasonable for us to expect some Boltons next week.
Exactly. Like everyone, like a lot of our locals are Bolton pilled right now, and I got double Lumina the other day, and I was like, ooh.
Never
So,
again.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yep, I'm registering 3 copies of Temporal Wobble is my plan, and I intend to use it
We're
on
wobbling.
all of you. Card is
That's
messed
so
up,
brave.
and I know I'm a visionary over here. Don't tell anybody yet unless they subscribe to my Metafy. Yeah, that card just like, you know, is the counterplay to every piece of counterplay that other decks were supposed to have into Acilio. Pretty unreasonable, and like, he has bad matchups, but there is no such thing as a matchup you can't win if you draw a Gone in a Flash and Blast to Oblivion and Instance. Yeah, if we talk about speculative CC bans, I have some thoughts, even though that's the deck I'm playing. I think it probably could stand to have some amount of a powering down. But until then, Wobble, baby. That little bird is just
find it-
so
yeah, I find it
rude.
so interesting.
It's
Because
disgusting.
I think they thought that it would be too much of a cost to like it would be balanced by being too much of a cost, and I think it is too much of a cost to like wobble a Blood Rush pillow, for example, because you need to have 2 sigils out, and that game is so fast that, you know, you may have 1 out, but you probably don't have 2. So like the few times I've been wobbled, they've had to spend 3 cards from hand, 2 sigils in the wobble.
Yeah, I don't
or,
think
like,
it's
from Arsenal
particularly great into
to negate my
KO.
Blood Rush Bellow. Yeah, and I think they sort of, like LSS thought that that would be enough of a thing, but when you can counter 0 cost things, if you have like the anti-arcane sigil out, I don't know.
It's just so free.
I wonder if their testing is still a little like weak. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's very free.
My theory has been
Have
that
any of you guys been wobbled
yeah,
like in a moment that's mattered to you? Because I've played some Acilios with Dash.io, and like, you know, they've wobbled a boom grenade off the top, and it's like, okay, I guess now I have 2 action points. That's just kind of what I wanted anyway.
yeah, I think it
And it's done
only
nothing.
it like the Dio matchup is so bad for Acilio that I think even like the best wobble lineups aren't getting you much over 50%, if at all. I think like you would have to hit precisely like Null Time Zone or Spark of Genius, otherwise everything else is just like too low impact. Maybe
Yeah,
an
Spark of
Amulet of
Genius
Echoes,
is
I
like
guess,
the-
but yeah, Spark of Genius is the big one. Like, I think you still play it into Dio because it has so many hits, and like if they draw a little bit awkward, it could get you there, but it's not as much of a turn ender as it is into like if you hit an Orb Weaver on Marionette, it's like huge, way over 4 value. If you hit a Go Again on a Warrior, it can just end their whole turn. Dio's just cursed for Acilio. Like, I don't think any amount of wobbles is gonna fix it.
No.
No, and you know, with that being what I've been jamming, I've tried I love to ruin Acilio's day. You know, it's just a passion project.
He deserves
of mine.
it. I can't pretend.
So,
I'm not gonna stand here and
I
lie
have
to
a local
myself.
who's been crushing me on. I have locals who crush me on Acilio in the Kasai matchup for like months, and it's such a bummer. So, you know, it sucks that other decks have to deal with wobble. Because if I was actively on Kasai right now and my unsheath got wobbled, I'd cry.
Yeah,
I would
that's right.
I would start crying.
If
I
you're a
couldn't do anything
Marlin,
else.
you spend all your front pumps and then you codex, and the codex gets wobbled. Nice 5-card 0.
Oh jeez.
God.
Those feel like the
Incredible.
problematic moments. So there's not going to be a CC ban update tomorrow, which I thought there maybe would have been. I thought they would have like seen if anything was problematic before CC PQ season, but that's fine. But so before we get into like actual BNR stuff,
I think
y'all,
5 days is too little notice.
That's-
the pro players would revolt.
that's reasonable, I suppose, for ProQuest season since it's so short in time. And I guess nothing's like egregious to egregious. Nothing's like Zephyr Needle levels of egregious.
I don't think so.
But is there anything y'all either would want to see changed, or are there cards that you have like pretty high on your watch list? And if you don't have ideas yet, I could start, I guess, because I have like 2 very impassioned thoughts upon Acilio because he's my boy. I mentioned that. Yeah, you first.
I wonder if we're gonna line up on Acilio because I have in CC my Acilio target and it's not wobble.
Yeah, neither are
I want
mine.
to hear what yours is.
I have 2 different
You have
angles.
2 cards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have to do both. It would be one or the other. The first one is like, I truly don't think that they thought that the strongest part about Sigil of Conductivity is just that it doesn't go away in a lot of matchups. Like, I feel like it was designed for just like secondary arcane hate or whatever, but the fact that it's just a permanent turn your Volzar on all the time and turn on Wobble for the 0 costs all the time is just like way too much for decks that don't actually have a way to pop it. So I could see Conductivity being a pretty strong hit against him and also like a particularly strong hit against Wobble and making Wobble feel less bad. The other one, if you did just want to like bring down the overall like ceilings of Acilio that no single hero can beat whatsoever, I don't think it's unreasonable to ban some number, if not all, copies of Blast to Oblivion. Like, I think you still play Lightning Greaves and have 30 plus damage gone in a flash combo turns, but like no singular deck is beating Blast to Oblivion with Somersault, and like drawing redundant Blast to Oblivions, like I would argue it's one of the more feel bad ones because you could be like, oops, drew another one. Well, I guess I get to play 4 more lightning cards and like amp 6 more. And it's like, it's clogging up a lot of the deck. I think Acilio still would have a ton of play without it. It also encourages you not to just like turbo dig for these 3 particular cards that say no further game actions matter. So I wouldn't be upset if either of those got hit.
I put yellow and blue Blast to Oblivion, and
Let 'em
because
keep
I
the
felt
reds.
like getting rid of all 9 was too crazy, just kind of turned that into a pseudo majestic.
Yeah.
And then one of my least favorite cards that Acilio has access to is Somersault.
But it's gone everywhere
electromagnetic
else. You
somersault.
can't take it away from every format. It's so good.
Let me just ask, why not?
Because it's so above
I don't
rate.
think they would ban. In hearing you talk about it, I think the Sigil is a better target. I would like to see Somersault gone. I've watched a buddy of mine who plays Vincent get one of his attack actions somersaulted away, and it takes away the disruption. And that doesn't feel right to me. I don't like that.
I remember before Memphis last year when they updated the interactions with it so that you could play it on resolution, and it just made it so much better because you could like decide after drawing off of CLV or Snatch or all these other things. Like, it's a really busted card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It must have been a blue somersault then to bounce a Vincent card.
No, the red can target 0 or higher.
Yeah, and the blue goes 2 or
Five,
higher.
0 or higher.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I remember I somersaulted a CNC
Insane.
my first ProQuest with Aurora. I felt like a super brain. What about you, Yasu? Anything that you would like to see shaken up in Classic Constructed?
I'm thinking that there's going to be no changes in the next Classic Constructed BNR, just because nothing feels particularly impressive right now. I think there was a pretty healthy and very diverse representation at this calling. I suspect the next calling will be the same. And I think we're kind of in the wait and see mode as to whether things are especially egregious. I had to give an answer. I think Austin brought this up already, but electrostatic somersault or the somersault card's kind of insane. I think in testing, the devs were like, "Oh, the lightning draft are mostly 2 blocks. So if you block with 2 blocks, it's basically a 0-4-4 defense reaction that kind of has to line up with the rest of your hand. But if you pair it with 3 blocks, it's a 0-for-6 or a 0-for-4 on offense, whatever you need. So just the versatility and the ceiling of that card's pretty insane. And it is banned in Blitz. I know Blitz isn't a format or a particularly real format right now, but generally the trend is if you see a card banned in any other format, it usually gets banned in everything else. For example, Rootbound, we saw banned in Blitz. Now it's banned in CC. So that would be my guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were no changes.
It also gets exacerbated by, like, all 3 of these Acilio cards we've discussed all work so disgustingly together. Like, you can have off combo turns without Lightning Greaves, where you, like, start with the embodiment, you somersault the blast, it picks up the conductivity so that you can send the Gone in a Flash and still go, like, 5 wide on a non-Lightning Greaves turn.
Oh, I've seen it all. It's very sad. I was at the top of my list of like what I want banned.
Yeah.
So we can keep going. I have 5 cards on here. On
Would not-
next to me.
They're all Lightning
Of
cards.
things that I would like banned and unbanned, and they get increasingly more ridiculous. So that's at the top of my more realistic ones.
Do you have any realistic ban predictions, Summer? Or wishes, rather? For CC?
I'm kind of with Yasu. I think the devs are gonna say no changes needed. I could see Sigil going, and I think I could definitely see Somersault going, for the same reasons that Yasu said. But I think Sigil is probably the most likely hit just to bring down Wobble. I think they're not gonna want to ban Wobble
No.
right now. I think just banning Sigil conductivity, just to make it a little bit harder to resolve, would be pretty good. And I think no one would really be mad about that, because I think, like I said, like there needs to be a cost to wobbling something. And I think it needs to have a downside, which is you're losing something else out of the hand. And I think they'll come to that same conclusion.
Or at least give the opponent the counterplay of, okay, they played one of their sigils this turn that I know will be going away next turn, so maybe I arsenal the Orb Weaver instead, or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Like, give more opportunities to play, because I think people are complaining about Wobble, and it's like for good reason. Like, I'm not saying that they're not right to do that, but I think it's like a little overblown, and if we just like tune it a little bit by hitting that sigil, everyone will feel a lot better, because it'll be more of a fair card, or more of a card with a cost.
I could agree with all of that. I'm just curious, Austin, machine gun off the rest that were on your list, just because I want to see how how demented your brain is.
So over here I have what I think will happen is no changes. I've already talked about my Acilio cards. Second on the list, probably not as believable, but I would love to see this, is T-Tox ban. 0-for-6 is not.
I would say there's a
something
theme
that
here.
really
0-for-6 is a problem.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
T-Tox is crazy.
Yeah, I don't like it. So those are the only bans I have, and then I have 3 unbans.
Oh, baby.
I think Rootbound Red should be unbanned.
I agree.
I think Florian abused it a little bit too much, and like when Florian was around, he probably deserved to have that banned. I think like Verdant's sending 6 burn bears is fine for like what a wizard deck's doing, but I also kind of enjoyed like her getting online and having access to like some kind of healing combo that I thought was interesting. And Rootbound Red really helps that. Jarl really doesn't get to, like, he gets unfairly shafted and is like a fatigue deck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like doesn't get to throw. I don't know. Second, Cashin. Let's unban Cashin. That's on my crazy list.
Huh.
That
The moment
forgot
Gravy
about
Bones
you.
isn't the
Yeah.
most busted deck in the format, he says unban Cashin.
Yeah, well, okay, so
this is your I love.
This also pushes Marlin over the
Yeah.
top, right?
oh,
Oh
it's
my god.
yeah, it's unfair, but maybe
you
that
can
changes
wobble
with
it.
the Saya-Cilio matchup to where, yeah,
It costs
And-
4.
Oh, it does cost 4.
know
It's
how-
just an alternate cost.
No
It's fi-
wobbles.
I've got 5
Oh,
sigils
yeah,
out.
you can't
I
wobble
get
that.
5 sigils.
So
Me and my
so finally,
5
this
sigils
list,
in the Cilio.
Brian. We were talking about how Dash.io and Acilio doesn't have, Acilio doesn't have great targets to wobble to really change that matchup. So I thought that we should unban High Octane to
Brilliant!
make it so that you could.
This is secretly an Acilio
That
buff.
way, yeah. That way Acilio gets a lot of great equity in wobbling High Octane.
Wow. You really make a compelling
Coming from a man
argument.
who has stared at 6 counters on Symbiosis shot too many times.
Do, 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 do,
My,
do, do.
my high, my high score on High Octane when it was legal, when we had the draw card was 58 damage in a turn. And I would just like to do that
Jesus.
again.
Why don't you just play Acilio?
Jesus.
I don't have the cards, man.
Whew. So there's Magical Christmas Land for Classic Constructed. Most likely no changes, but possibly High Octane unban. That's what you heard here first, folks.
If it happens,
So that's Fantasyland, but did we get confirmation tomorrow for sure we are getting at least an update to the Silver Age ban list? Whether or not there are changes, there is going to be an update.
Yes.
Okay, so this
Yeah,
one's
so we have to
real,
try it.
a little more
Okay.
poignant,
Yeah.
and we have some actual data to look at for it. Week 1 of Silver Age PQ had Briar and KO, like, far and away the winningest decks. Dory and Kano underneath that, and then
Yeah.
pick your poison after that. But I think it was pretty clear that there was, like, an S tier of Briar and KO, and then an A tier probably of Dory, Kano, and something else perhaps, but it seems like there's some outliers. So Austin, how do you fix it? Do you
Yeah.
think it needs fixing? Do you unban Electromagnetic Somersault?
Obviously we put all the Majestics into the game. No, I think I love this topic because I think people are going to fall on either two sides of this, which is like, do you prefer to have like if you enjoy the metagame that we have in Sage currently, where there are like a series of best decks and you want something that can target those, you probably don't want to see many updates. I don't think anything is so far outside of the power level except for a couple of things. Burn Up Shock and Lightning Press maybe a little too much together. Or do you want Sage to be a very open format where you could buy a $20 deck and have a chance into the field? And so, I think we kind of have an idea of what LSS wants to do. So I do think a couple things need to happen to kind of pare down those big decks. I don't know if you want me to just jump into. I do think some things are going to get banned.
Yeah, do it.
So Burn Up Shock and or Lightning Press are right up on my list.
Raise your hand if you
don't-
had both of those cards on your watch list as well.
Yeah.
Okay. 4 out of 4.
I
Continue.
got
Both of
moitored
them.
by at least one of those today, so
Yeah. I don't think I'm changing. I don't think that's anything crazy to have those. I think the burn up shock minigame is pretty fun, but I think Lightning Press kind of cheats that.
Mm-hmm.
I like to play defensive decks in Sage. I'm a Dorinthia player, and
we had a lot of
my
interesting discussions this week of like which matchups is resolving burn up like an important part of the macro game, and which matchups do you want it to be a block for with Embodiment of Earth. And like I think those are interesting like macro game discussions that reward you knowing what's going on in the metagame, even if burn up itself is a really strong card.
Yeah. So if Lightning Press goes and burn up shock doesn't go, I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are, I think we're all coming from the perspective, all four of us play S tier decks, right? So I don't.
We play
really
to win, yeah.
Yeah. We don't have the perspective of someone who's trying to, queue up, like, max nitro, and how Briar really shits on them. So I'm fine with burn up shock staying. I wouldn't be surprised if they both go. I think beaten trackers is also probably on the hit list.
Why do you hate me?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm self-loathing as well. I'm gonna target myself as well. I think Brute has enough access to go again through like Buck Wild and Wild Ride that like, should they have one get out of jail free turn where they can just like play Bear Fangs and then still also get to send like another 8 damage on top of it in Sage?
Yes.
And it's okay.
At least maybe. I have a different KO card, but I'm interested in what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because it feels like that's kind of what they want the KO deck to be, especially since they put Savage Feast in the deck with trackers. Like, that seems like a very core line that they enjoy about KO.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's no way you pay Savage Feast without trackers. And, yeah, that's something I'm considering is, like, they probably don't want their bans to invalidate the precons as much as they can help it.
Yeah, trackers is in the deck. I didn't think about that. Because I'm being a little silly about it. Because, like,
Sure.
I don't think putting, like, if trackers were banned, theoretically, I would just put in yellow Buckwild, and I think the deck would still be pretty good. Because right now I'm just running the blues and reds. So, like, I think that's not, like, too bad of a hit. It does raise the ceiling of the deck quite a bit. But, yeah, I think I wasn't even thinking about that. But you're right, Brian. It's in the precon, so I don't think they would ban it just for that reason.
So I'd be curious about what you want to hit, because my other thought on that is hitting pulping. But I believe that's also in the precon.
It is, and my hit is also in the precon, but I think it's less like integral to the precon, and also I think that at least as far as pulping goes right now, it feels like one of the like pillars of the format that they like people thinking about specifically with unflinching, unwavering. What are the boots? The anti-dominate boots? Unwavering something, unflinching something. Battle-worn one, destroy it, something like that, loses, dominate, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that's just like another one of those interesting points of the format that I think is like, it's a choice you have to make. Is it worth one less block with now no Blade Beckoners to be able to get rid of the dominate or whatever? Because they also, Bravo has the whole dominate thing going on, so I feel like that's between him and Azalea also. Like, I don't mind the dominate as much, I suppose.
And Azalea.
Also, being a no block is not a big, or is a big balancing mechanism. I guess we're kind of just going in whatever order, but since we're talking about KO right now, my hit was gonna be Knucklehead, which is also in the precon, is not at all relevant to the game plan. I don't think anybody's ever really rolling a d6 to try and get plus intellect. It is just like the equipment equivalent of a stat stick. It just says KO has +3 health at the start of the game, and I don't know that that he needs that when he already has like the best equipment in the format just about. So yeah, I was thinking Skullhorn just as a way to, because like we were talking about the burn up macro game plan earlier, and like I do not try to resolve burn up against KO basically unless I have like the press or whatever. It is almost always a block for so that I don't die.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a valid criticism, but for the same reason, I don't think they'll get rid of it. Just because I don't even think there's an alternate headpiece in the pre-con.
Yeah, oh yeah, you don't even get Blade Beckon or Helm or whatever.
So, yeah. No, I don't think there's an alternate one, so I think they would just keep it. Like this is not for me to say that the Brute armor suite isn't amazing, because it is. But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe, yeah, I don't know what would get hit out of KO because it's so good.
Yeah, a lot of it is like redundant and actually, well, Yasu, do you have any thoughts? Because my next thought is going to be generic, so we're getting like semi out of Brute territory, but still in generic Flesh and Blood territory. But I haven't heard from you in a moment. What do you think about Silver Age bans?
I think I could see pieces from Briar being taken away just to slow the deck down a little bit and give other aggressive decks room to breathe. I would want to. Lightning Press is the card that stands out to me the most, just because it's not particularly possible for your opponent to play around it.
You really can't. You don't have enough life total or turns to just like block 7.
Yeah.
And if your opponent doesn't have any defense reactions, like Snatch with Go Again's just absurd. Anything that Briar throws is like pretty obnoxious, because you could just randomly die against a class that generally doesn't have a lot of attack reactions.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of D-reacts in the format, like by design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One we didn't mention was Sigil of Suffering. Speaking of no D-reacts, and the best aggro deck in the format, having a 0 for 5 D-react.
I have that on my what I want list. I didn't think that should be targeted, because I think the other one is reduced to Rune Chant.
It's legal, but Briar doesn't play it.
Okay. I wasn't sure if that was banned or not.
It also feels like it should be. There was one stack Florian at the PQ today. Yeah. I played against them, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think Florian definitely plays it, but he's the only one, I mean, besides Viscerai.
I wanted to make sure that, like, I think defensive Runeblade shouldn't be hit too hard yet. So I wanted to make sure that they had something, which is why I put it on my what I want list. But I think Sigil of Suffering is very reasonable. Just because 0 for 5 block is pretty good. It's almost as good as the other cards I want banned that do 0 for 6.
You're right. We keep finding a common trend here in the cards that we have problems with.
Yeah, I think a lot of the aggro decks need a hit, but I think in return some of the defensive decks will need a hit as well. I think the format needs a powering down. I think it's pretty good, but I think it needs a little bit of a powering down, but that in turn would make the defensive decks even better, and like Dirtle, Block Slob, whatever you want to call it. So I think those should get some hits, like maybe like some of the Guardian yellow 4 blocks out of Mastery Pack Guardian, and like something out of DGA. We were talking about Sirens, maybe.
That was going to be my next point.
Safe Harbor. Yeah. April and I have been talking about that one a lot.
I said Sirens feels like the Count Your Blessings of Silver Age, and I feel more strongly about that statement the more I think about it. And that hits like everybody we're talking about.
Yeah, and it's not in the pre-con. It's on the KO pre-con, I don't think. Maybe the red one is, because the yellow definitely isn't.
But it would be a power down for KO for sure.
It would be for sure. So I think that might be a good hit, because it just like it's an extra life buffer, and you don't even mind sending it because it's a 2 for 7. And then in DGA, Dory, I'm just quoting April at this point, you block with it with the Unity equipment, and that's a 4 block that gets you 5 value.
Yeah. That'd be a perfect hit to keep the defensive decks in check while we're talking about balancing the aggressive decks.
Yeah, and life gain in all fab formats is overstated. Like like 3 life gain is so much more than 3 block for whatever reason. It's very strange. But yeah, life gain is always OP, and that's why they pre-banned Fiddler's Green. Was that what it was?
Yep.
The one block. Yeah, that's why they pre-banned it. And I think Siren should also get a hit, even though I really enjoy that card. And oh man, the dopamine that hits my brain when I discard it randomly, I'm like, oh,
freebie.
Yeah.
Value. Value was the word I said like 500 times this week when I played so much DGA.
It's crazy how big there's like 3 different decks at least where like going to 1 is so scary in this format, and having to wait to get back up to 2 is so valuable. There's Shocks and Sigils of Suffering and Steelblade Shunts and Unexpected Backhands. Like, it came up in at least 2 games
DGA
today.
in general.
Yeah, against Yasu and then against a KO where I tanked for a long time because I was like, if I go to 1, I know the top of their deck could just kill me. And it's like, that's a huge thing for a lot of the format. So yeah, the incidental life gain from Sirens is like more crucial.
To having like effectively like well over 30 life between his armor and the 4 Sirens.
That lets you eat a lot of turns and still send your 3 wides.
Yeah. Granted, you have to find them, but like in DGA, like you see all of them in whatever way. And then like it's pretty clutch against Kano because it keeps your life total out of kill range. It's just an insane card.
It does so much.
Probably should go.
I think every time when I would be like blocking with Sirens, I'd be like, oh, this is so easy. Sometimes I would forget that I would gain the life when the combat chain would close, and it would mess me up. Because one card I'm glad that we haven't talked about is like Findall's Fighting Spirit. Because I love the like kind of macro decision that you have to make with that card to...
Yeah, you have to think about it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm surprised that Shunt kind of just got passed over. Because I have that on my list of like, should that card be allowed?
It feels okay to me because I feel like a lot of the heroes aren't as dependent on their weapons, and also the weapons aren't always coming in for such an amount that you're not overblocking it with the Shunt. At least in some of the DGA games I was playing, I was like, ugh. Like, I'm basically, like, pitching a card to block, like, 6 on 5 or whatever, and it's just a physical attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel like...
You go, Yasi.
I think Shunt is only a problem in DGA mirrors, honestly. But
yeah, that part too. I didn't jam any of those, so I got lucky.
I feel like Shunt is okay just because it's a D-React that has a cost. Yes, it's a very good D-React, but you don't have Tunic, obviously, so you have to pitch another card to play it. And the red's really only a 2 for 6 on defense. It's not like, for the most part, it's not that much better than, say, an Unmovable, and an Unmovable is not super egregious or anything. So I think Steelblade Shunt is okay, in my opinion.
Until we enter the Warrior meta.
Like, I think it's worth, like, keeping an eye on. I think it's worth keeping an eye on, but honestly, like... I didn't mind it, and like I have no fear of sending Claw against DGA because like you're never gonna pitch 1 and like block 4 or 5 or 6 to block my Claw and deal me 1 because now you've lost a card out of hand or whatever. Like everyone always played it against my bigger attacks. Yeah. So you're not getting the extra value most of the time, and I think DGA mirrors like being miserable is like for the best, you know, and having to watch out for that kind of stuff. Because I definitely saw a bunch of mirror kills with Shunt.
Yeah.
Like pitch stacking Shunt. So I think that's an interesting part of it. And yeah, personally, it doesn't affect me because my weapon is never going to be buffed, so it's always going to be 3. So you're always going to lose value, like a lot of value on the Shunt. And if you do have to pitch for it, then that usually means that I'm getting value. I'm pushing damage through.
Or I have 2.
Or you have 2.
Nothing like pitching them. Yeah.
Those are the games that I usually lose.
The other thought I had was, so they announced the next 3 Silver Age decks, right? I forget when they said they're coming out, but it's Briar and who else?
It's June 6th, which I believe Briar, Blaze, Gravy,
I think we got
Goliath and
there's like
Oldham.
Lyeth and Oldham.
Lion
Yes.
and
Because
Yeah,
a thought I had was, are they going to be designing those precons with the current game balance in mind? Because I'm assuming they, A, don't want to print a Briar precon with banned cards in it, and B, would love to not release the Briar precon at a moment when she's benched. That would be tough. But I don't know if there's enough
they've already
time
said
for them to power it.
they're going to do that. Yeah, well, and these precons were probably designed like a year to 18 months ago.
Yeah.
So they just like can't predict those sorts of things. So I think it's an unfortunate reality that like it's most likely going to come out when Briar is benched for the season. I would bet money on that, honestly.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think for the health of the format, we're going to have to sacrifice likely Lightning Press, because I think obviously Burn Up Shock is a lot of value, but I think this is my KO
Press is
bias,
the more
but I'm
feels
like,
bad
we
one.
just
It's not
block
even
it.
close.
Yeah.
Press is definitely the more feels bad, so I think that one is more likely to go, and I think even if it's in the pre-con, they will still, because they did ban some stuff that was in like the Viscerae pre-con, although that one was much smaller scale, so I will say that it was the Living Legend pre-con specifically that I'm talking about.
And at least this
But,
isn't like
yeah,
she's
so they will
LL'd.
do
It's
that.
like she's gone for a month, so you can still buy this precon and be super hyped for next season when she comes back and is busted again.
Exactly. It'll be a couple months. So yeah, she's not banned, she's not LL'd. She'll just be benched for a while, and then you can buy it.
She's just in timeout because she did too good.
She's just a little timeout. She's so powerful. She's too strong.
All right, two other little things I wanted to chat about while we're finishing up the Silver Age discussion. There is a 5K coming up in 13 days, and I know Summer just registered about an hour ago. Summer, when you registered, how many players were currently registered for this 5K?
The website told me that 6 people had signed up, so please sign up. So I'm the 7th now.
Yeah.
So we need at least one more person to follow, please.
So Nerd Rage Gaming, Midwest tournament organizer. They've had a very successful Magic the Gathering circuit for, I think this is the 10th year now that it's going on, and they've been slowly trying to branch out into Flesh and Blood. We're not getting paid to market this. I just really want them to be successful, and I want their tournaments to fire, and so I want ears on this so that people show up. There is a 5K. It is Silver Age. It is like PTI and gold foil up for grabs. It's in Elmhurst. It's not in Chicago. It's a little bit out of Chicago, but like you could drive out there from the city. But the EV is crazy. And also we want more Flesh and Blood tournaments. So in lieu of no other viral marketing, God damn it, show up to this thing. Because I want them to fire more and I don't want them to eat a huge loss on this.
I know. I mean, we did this with SEG the other weekend.
Yep.
Because there was like 29 of us or 30 of us, and we just like took all of SCG's lunch money, which I will always be in favor of because I do not like them. But NRG, I want them to be successful.
I like them.
Continue buying my cards at a frankly irresponsible amount of money. And
good for the players.
I want this series to be successful because like we were hoping that AJ would come to Chicago, and they went to St. Louis, which is like not too bad, pretty close, but I would like a local tournament circuit just so I can spend my weekends playing cards with my friends.
And I feel like the Chicago scene is like getting so much bigger all the time. We are like, we're a real fab city.
I swear, we're getting like one new player a week. It's crazy.
We've had like 32 plus player Monday Night Armories. Like the thirst is there, but we need to bridge them to competition and also bring other folks out. Like if you're in the near Midwest area, it will be worth it for you to come to this tournament.
Even though it's in Elmhurst. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time. So yeah, please sign up. Please come out. It'll be great.
And then
let's pretend like
Sorry to min-max.
I haven't looked into this tournament at all. What is the format?
Silver Age. Still best of one. Standard stuff. Predictably with some BNR updates after tomorrow. But yeah, still the fast, volatile format we're all used to.
It's a PTI. It's not a ProQuest Vegas.
Yeah, you can use this for Worlds or sell it or whatever. It's a real one.
Yeah. I'm always so jealous when you guys are like, oh, we get a new player every week. We're starving out here.
And then the last thing that I didn't even notice, but I think Summer mentioned this, have y'all been on the Flesh and Blood social page in the last 2 hours? Because there's been...
Oh, you didn't see this?
I did not see this. Yeah, I posted the link. So I'm just watching this quick 15-second clip here, but Flesh and Blood posted, and they said, look to the stars. More info coming soon. We've got some beautiful blue and purple colors, and I believe this confirms the name of the next set, Omens of the Third Age. The Third Age are those things with which Acilio Aetherbound in his arms
has.
So we're doing lightning things, confirmed?
So we're doing lightning things confirmed. Yeah, Ellie and Scott said on stream that Aurora is coming back. Aurora's coming back. And then there's like the lightning emoji. So Aether Bindings is also... He's gonna go run around.
I've got the... I'm so ready for this moment! Yes!
Oh my god, we're getting his live reaction to finding this out.
Yes! All right, sorry, my brain stopped comprehending language after you said Aurora's coming back. What was any word you said after that?
Aurora's coming back. Aurora's coming back. So it's probably also Volthaven, which means Orion or Orion, whatever we're calling him. I have been on this train for a while. I've been insane since Mastery Pack Guardian.
Here's all my Ranger staples.
Hell yeah. Yeah. He's fucking ready.
We've all just got our stuff ready.
Everyone in the Discord a list. I was like, here's the Ranger stuff you'll probably want and the lightning stuff. And then Aether Bindings of the Third Age, the hand piece is about sigils. So we're also speculating maybe Blaze. But Volthaven is ice and lightning with like the stuff. And so ice, maybe ice, it's hard to say right now. The trailer did not look particularly icy to me. It looked more cosmic, but still it could be Blaze. It could also be Icelander or maybe Ice Blaze, something like that. Not really sure.
Whew. I had...
And then
Ice Rune Blade.
There's a little bit of stuff about like the old ones because Acilio and Aurora were like getting up to stuff in the lore where they're like trying to find out what happened to like the old ones. So there's hopefully some lore dumps, which would be fun. Yeah, so this is just like a fun new tease.
This is it for me. And so presumably this is the set we'll be drafting at US Nationals?
Yes.
Because
so
they confirmed the next couple sets are going to be like banger draft sets, as they said it.
Yeah.
So this one's coming out June. I think they didn't say exactly when, but since the third round of the Sage precons are June 5th, I'm going to guess that that's the release date for the set. And that's probably a week after the premiere in May in Prague, which who wants to go with me to Prague? Oh. Goodbye, Yasu.
He'll be back. Yep. Oh
no, he's here.
Classic Yasu internet issues. Yasu heard Prague and he's like, I gotta go book a ticket.
Prague, and he's like I'm out of here.
I promised Summer if I make top 2 of Memphis, I will absolutely go to Prague.
Top 2.
Yeah, I'm looking at you, Yasu, and I'm looking at you, Josh. Come to Prague with me. It was so fun last time. And I want to get my hands on the little lightning twink. As one of the first people in the world. And like the Prague menu is such vibes. I have talked about it many times, but it's great.
If that character has long hair, I will 100% do a cosplay.
Hell yeah.
The set looks so fun. All right. I mean, just lightning coming back is going to be sick. Hopefully, Acilio support is kept to a minimum. But that's gonna be my defining thing is just day one Acilio hating. But
he's getting put far away in the trunk. all that shiny lightning stuff is coming out, and it's going back right where it belongs with arc lightning.
I'm so excited for Aurora to come back.
I just hope they don't forget to
Orion,
ban Flicker Wisp.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we need
Don't
to do
don't
that
forget
real quick.
LSS. You got a
That'll
problem.
hopefully be. Actually, you know what? I am hoping that will be in the BNR in 3
Yeah.
weeks, that they ban
Oh yeah.
Preemptively.
preemptively.
More crackpot theories that I saw through just like looking at Reddit and Twitter beforehand is Ice Ninja was apparently something that James White mentioned like 5 years ago when Arya had come out, that they had an Ice Ninja developed. So people think maybe he's coming out.
I have been
already
noting,
pitched-
I've been thinking about the draft and talking about Ice Runeblade and how maybe that would fit in because of the way that the draft has to be scheduled or designed.
I think I remember. Man, I'm so bad with remembering the names of fighting games, but I remember James White saying that Sub-Zero is one of his favorite characters, and Sub-Zero is an ice ninja of sorts. So I could.
That'd be
maybe.
so sick. Have that be the design.
That would be
That'd
fun.
be rad.
That would be really fun.
Fab X Mortal Kombat.
I just want Elemental Ranger. Please, God. Give me Elemental Ranger. I want good elemental arrows too. Like none of this dog shit that we have from Arya. Like, I'm sorry, but a lot of it is really bad. So I'm hoping for some good elemental arrows.
Is Voltaire? It was Lexi's, or was her signature weapon Shiver?
Yeah, it was like no, her signature weapon was Voltaire.
Okay. So they'll have to do a different version of that, presumably not quite as strong as twice per turn.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, I was asking Yuki about this. She did like an AMA on Twitter, and like, yeah, you missed this, but at the time, people were very pissed that you could get go again for 1 resource, or like +1 for 1 resource, especially since it was twice per turn instant. I think it was very appropriate for the hero and the hero text, but it probably was a little bit too strong. And I think they admitted that in like a dev talk that it was a mistake, that like, like one resource for go again is too powerful. So I was asking Yuki about this, and she was saying like maybe it would play into like lightning flow, or it'd play into the new keyword that we got. That was like if you pitch a lightning card for
Essence
this,
or whatever.
it gets go again. It's on the new. It's whatever.
All
it
the
is.
D-reacts and stuff, if
It's
you've
on the
pitched
new,
or whatever.
it's the new lightning bolt, the new ball lightning arrow. It's on it. It gets go again if you pitch a lightning card for it. Arc bending, thank you. That's what it is. But I forget what the keyword is that goes with it. So something on that line. So because like you still need the identity of go again for lightning, but in a slightly different way, or something that's a little bit harder to achieve. Like, for example, I was thinking maybe he could have the power where you pay 2 resources to make an embodiment of lightning, and you can only activate it if you played a lightning card this turn.
I like that. Maybe it's an instant. Maybe it's an instant.
Maybe
Maybe
I
like
think pretty good. I don't
get
know.
something with that 3rd resource in case you have a blue, just as a way to like get an extra 2 in or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Now we're cooking.
I didn't see. It's pretty good. I don't know.
I know I have to temper my
Maybe the first ranger
expectations.
to have a sword.
New Aurora can't just be old Aurora, so I know the hero ability will be like nowhere near as good or easy, and I'm trying to prepare myself for that. But like, Runeblade equipment plus Arc Lightning plus Burn Up Shock, it can't be bad, right?
Oh my god, the Runeblade equipment suite is out of control.
And I'm
But yeah,
ready to have it back.
It'll be good, just as a baseline.
All right, any closing thoughts, folks? We had a good weekend in PQs. We have exciting BNRs tomorrow. We're going back to Volthaven. What a great week. And we've got a 5K that everybody should register for. Excellent. I think we had a lovely discussion today. Let us know what else the hell we should have talked about, and tell us about your PQ seasons as well. And we'll be back with another differently named podcast next time, I'm sure.